What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys had a great day yesterday. I will say yesterday, in terms of picks for me, was not a good day. Both my money lines and my player props were a little bit of a struggle. For the free picks, we ended up 2-2, and one of them was a reboot. So we ended up chalking one slip, and then we ended up getting a refund on the other. As in terms of our ladder challenge, by the way, if you guys didn't know I'm doing a ladder challenge, these are posted daily on Instagram and they're dropped in our Discord for free. So in the free area. So if you guys are not in the Discord, if you're not following me on Instagram, go do so. Ladder challenge day 3 was cash. So we started with $50. We are now sitting at $133.23. Yesterday's ladder challenge was Phoenix plus 7.5. That one was Phoenix won the game, man, but they kept it sweaty. We went to triple overtime here. I think it was triple overtime. At least double overtime. Maybe it was just double. I think it was just double. It almost went to triple overtime. It was 110 to 110, and then Jalen Green hit a 3 at the end of the game, a little buzzer beater, and won the game for Phoenix and actually cashed our slip, or cashed the prop anyway. So ladder challenge is there. We'd love to have you guys a part of the Discord if you're not in there already. Go join. It is free. Links down in the description. I am going to pick a winner for free VIP from yesterday's video. Now, let me go ahead and tell you guys something. I'm going to swap this up a little bit because it's actually hurting the YouTube channel, me doing the way that I'm doing it. So the way that I'm doing it right now is I just tell you to drop a comment. You guys leave a comment like, let's go, whatever. And every day, a lot of people, I'm talking like 40% of the people come in here, they just stay for this and they leave. Especially if they're in VIP and they're getting the picks anyway. So to stop that and to stop it from hurting the channel from growing, which I apologize for having to do this, I'm going to still pick our winner, but in order to be eligible to win from now on, there is going to be a question about, I might ask which team you think is going to win, whatever. There's going to be a question randomly through this video that I'm going to ask, and you have to drop the answer down in the comments. And then when I click the comment picker, if it's not the answer to the question, and you can add the answer to the question and say whatever you want, but if it's not answering the question somehow, then I am not going to let it be an eligible winner. So it's going to make people watch a little bit more, or at least watch past the first minute of the video, because it really does hurt the channel when I do that. So in this video, there will be a question. It's going to be a question about today's slate. So you guys drop your answer down in the comments. Let me know about it. And you will be eligible to win free VIP for tomorrow. There's not going to be there's still going to be a 250 like threshold or whatever. And I'm about to pick the winner for free VIP from yesterday. So let's go ahead and move forward. If this video gets 250 likes, I will randomly select the comment from the comments to win. The comment does have to be an answer to the question. Make sure you guys leave a like. Make sure you guys drop the comment. And make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not already. And I'm going to try this. If it doesn't make a difference whatsoever, then I'll go back to the way I was doing it. But for now, I do need to try something different because it's hurting the channel in a great way, in my personal opinion. So let's go ahead and pick our winner. Winner from yesterday's video is going to be for C. Sal, who said, "You're good, homie. Keep up the hard work." Well, Sal, I appreciate it, my man. Send me a message on Discord. I'll get you added for that free month of VIP, and you guys wait to see what the question is. It will be randomly, like I said, so make sure you guys are watching. If you guys do want to join our Discord, link to the Discord is down in the description. Like I said, it is a WAP link. You can click free access, or there's just a regular Discord link, and you can join through that way as well, whichever way it works best for you. If you want to join our VIP and get every single one of our plays that we play, you can join right now for $10 a week or $25 a month. This price will go up. We've been this way for 4 years. We're going to go up a little bit. If you get locked in now, you will be locked in at this price forever. It will not change, and you can get 20% off right now using code NBA. So be waiting for that. If you want to join, we'd love to have you in there. But let's go ahead and talk about this slate. Let's get all this going. Let's go ahead and close out these tabs. All right, so the first game on the slate that we have is going to be the Cavs taking on OKC. So we have Cleveland. They are minus 153 underdogs, our favorites, on the road in OKC. Now, most of the money right now is going to be on Cleveland. Cleveland is 5-0 since the Harden swap. They traded Garland for Harden. Most people know this already, but if you didn't, that's what happened. And this team has looked incredibly strong since then. They have won, 7 straight games. They're fully healthy other than Max Strus. They have Harden, Mitchell, Wade, Mobley, and Allen, a very strong starting 5 lineup. Looking at OKC dealing with a lot of injuries right now. Missing Alex Caruso tonight. Missing Shea again tonight. AJ Mitchell is out tonight. And Jalen Williams is also still out tonight. So they're missing a lot of their key players. The main two being Jalen Williams and SGA, in my personal opinion. Obviously, arguably best player in the NBA, and Jalen Williams. So very tough losses for this OKC team, the reigning champs. Do I think they are going to be successful this season, even if SGA doesn't come back for a while? Yeah, for sure. Let me see what it says. So he's going to at least miss one more week, is what it says is the status of SGA's injury. So OKC's going to be fine. They have an incredible record. They're like 41-16 or something. Like, they've been crushing it. 75% win rate. They're making the playoffs. So you don't really have to worry about this team. But in terms of this game myself, I think James Harden's going to be another good pick for assist if you're looking for that. Donovan Mitchell is always a good player to pick, and in terms of scoring and PRA, whatever, he can run the stat sheet up. Mobley's hit or miss. The two I'm mainly looking at is going to be Harden and Mitchell. Not really looking at a lot on OKC side of things. Maybe Chet Holmgren. That'd be about the only one I'd personally want to put money on. But right now, looking at Cleveland, I think Cleveland wins this game on the road in OKC. I do think this game, and they're 43-14. I don't know why I said 41-16, but 43-14. And like I was saying, I do think Cleveland wins this game on the road. I think it stays competitive. I don't think it's going to be a blowout or anything like that. I think it could be good for props. It's a defensive game, 226.5 total, two strong defensive teams. So don't expect like a super high total in my personal opinion. But I got Cavs winning this game. Next game is going to be the Nets versus the Hawks. Now, right now, the Hawks are minus 400 favorites pretty much at home, minus 385 to be exact. A 9.5 point spread with a 229.5 total. 80+% of the money on both sides is going to be on the Nets. I'm on the Hawks, for good reason. The Nets have been tanking. They've lost 3 straight games. They don't look very good at all. They're getting absolutely hammered by pretty much every single team. Now, this is a game where I think they can keep it competitive. I'm going to be honest with you. They're only missing Zaire Williams for personal reasons. Everybody else is fully healthy. Porter's been playing. Porter shot up 16 or 17 field goal attempts his last game, over 20 points. You look at Atlanta, they're missing Kuminga only. Atlanta is coming off of a loss versus Miami. They beat Philly the game before that. So 2 games back, they're 1-1. I do think Atlanta wins this game at home. It's hard not to take them versus the Nets. But I think the Nets are a team that can put up some numbers versus Atlanta. So I'm looking at Michael Porter Jr. again today. You're going to see me play Porter Jr. for sure. And I do think that the Nets can keep this close enough to make this game even, worthwhile. So player props versus Atlanta is always going to be good. These games usually stay pretty high scoring. 229.5s. Kind of middle pace. It's not super high scoring, but it's not low scoring either, especially with the Nets. The Nets aren't the most fast-paced team. So in terms of who I think wins, it's going to be Atlanta. I'm not going to touch the spread on this one, but I do think the Nets can keep this game competitive. Next game is going to be Raptors versus Bucks. This is one of them that actually I'll be putting some money on. So you got the Bucks right now, plus 138 underdogs at home. 3.5 spread, 219.5 total, very low scoring game. Most of the money right now is going to be on Toronto. When you look at these two teams, both teams since coming back, Toronto won their first game. They beat Chicago in Chicago. You look at the Bucks come back and won their first game, beat the brakes off of the Pelicans in New Orleans. Looking at these two teams right now, Toronto missing Scotty Barnes tonight for personal reasons, and then they're missing Hepburn, obviously. Milwaukee missing Giannis still. They're missing Prince, and then Miles Turner is questionable. So Miles Turner is another key piece to this Milwaukee team, especially when Giannis is not playing. So that's one thing you need to watch out for. There's injury news. Scotty Barnes missing for the Raptors is a huge player. It's an all-star player for the Raptors team that's gone. So that's a big loss for this Raptors team. Raptors at minus 138, I still think they're the better team. Both these teams are fighting for playoff and play-in positions. Both these teams have a chance to make the play-in/playoffs. And Milwaukee came out swinging in game 1 versus the Pelicans. I played their money line and they cashed us. Now, Milwaukee definitely can win this game at plus 138. If you're looking at Milwaukee and you're thinking they're going to win, play the money line at 138. I don't think the value there is bad at all. But I do think the Raptors overall are the better team without Giannis, even with Scotty Barnes missing. And I'm going to be going for the Raptors most likely tonight. So minus 138 on Novig. It's not too juiced in my opinion to want to play. And I'm going to be locking in the Raptors unless something changes. So will be waiting for injury news. I'll wait at least a few more hours before I lock in my money lines. But that's what I'm going to take for this game. Next game on the slate's Nuggets versus Warriors. We have a game that Golden State's just struggling, man. They're plus 212 at home, 6.5 spread, 229.5 total. 90% of the money's on the Nuggets. For good reason. The Nuggets, one of the better teams in the league. They're 1-1 since coming back from the break. They just beat Portland 157 to 103. They dropped to 157 points. This team has looked electric. Jamal Murray today is questionable. They are missing Bates. They are missing Aaron Gordon, and missing Jalen Pickett, and then Peyton Watson as well. So they're missing quite a few players in this game. Jamal Murray being a key piece to this team. Golden State missing Butler, obviously. Crier's questionable. Curry are both out, and then Porzingis is probable. So if Murray sits, I don't think it's unfathomable to see Golden State winning this game. Golden State's not a terrible team. They just they're not very good without Butler and Curry, but they got some pieces there that can do some stuff. And I don't think that if Murray sits that I would want to put money on Denver at like minus 200. I just don't. So obviously Jokic can carry this team, but they don't have a super strong starting five without Murray or Jokic. So that's my personal opinion on this. They've played good ball. They've won 63% of their games this season, or on the road they've won 68% of the games. So they've actually won more road games than they have home games. But they're looking like a good team. I'm not counting Denver out. I do think they win the game, but for plus 200. Golden State might be a good underdog here, especially if Murray gets ruled out. But Murray's the key piece here. If Murray plays, then I wouldn't be willing to put money on Golden State. If Murray sits, then I could potentially see it. So do what you want with that information. Next game on this slate is Mavericks versus Pacers. Indiana plus 118, 1.5 spread, 233.5 total. Public money, 50% of the money going to be on Mavericks money line, and then 65% on Mavericks covering a 1.5 point spread. Now, if you look at the Pacers, they came back from the break. They had a back-to-back game in Washington versus the Wizards, and they lost both games. Both games were pretty competitive, but they got beat by the Wizards twice. Both these teams tanking, man. Like, this Indiana team is missing about half their team, or more. Missing Furphy out for the season. Halliburton out for the rest of the season. Cam Jones questionable. McConnell questionable. Nembhard questionable. Naismith is out. Potter questionable. Siakam questionable. Obi Toppin out. Ivica Zubac is out. Dallas missing Max Christie. Cooper Flagg is out, or potentially missing Max Christie. Cooper Flagg is out. Gafford's questionable. And then Caleb Martin probable. So both teams missing a lot. It's hard for me to want to even put any money on the Pacers at all, even if plus 118. I'm on Dallas here. On Dallas on the road, they've won 21% of games. They've won one of every 5 games they play, which is horrendous. Now, they have lost 5 in a row, so it's about time for them to get a win based off of their percentage. So this is a team they can definitely beat. This team is completely injured, man. They're both tanking. Like, it's hard to want to put money on this one, but honestly, I kind of like Dallas money line tonight. I'm gonna be honest. I really think they beat Indiana. So I'll be going with the Mavericks. Don't know that I'll put a whole lot of money on it. It might just be half a unit due to tanking teams, but I like the Mavericks here. I think they win this game. Next game is gonna be the Hornets versus the Wizards. So this is gonna be a true test for Charlotte, and I know that sounds completely stupid. And I'll explain that here in a minute. But right now, Wizards are plus 488 underdogs at home. 11.5 spread, 226.5 total. 82% of the money and 80% of the money going to be on the Hornets money line, and Hornets covering an 11.5 point spread. We just saw the Wizards have won 2 games back-to-back. The Hornets have lost both their games since coming back. They lost to Houston. They lost to Cleveland. Both these games extremely competitive and close and were tough games. Now, Ryan, why would you say that this is a test for them? Because if you haven't noticed, some teams just seem to play to the level of their opponent. And Hornets have lost 2 games in a row. They're missing Miles Bridges. They're missing Diabate. They're missing McNeely. And they're missing Kobe White tonight. So this team's missing a couple starters, missing quite a few. Teams far superior to this Washington team. And there's not much argument there that we need to go over. This team's playing good basketball. They should win this game. The problem lies is this team going to play to the caliber of their opponent, and is this going to be a very tough game where they get beat by 2 points or lose by a bucket or barely beat the Wizards? Because this team should, based off the way they've played in their last 15 games, should stomp this Wizards team. Now, it's the NBA. Anything can happen. I'm not saying even if Charlotte gets beat that they're trash or anything. I'm a Hornets fan. I support the Hornets. Think they're going to win tonight. But I do think we need to pay attention to how this Hornets team plays, because this could definitely be the script for the rest of the season for Charlotte. And I'm going to be paying close attention to this myself, because I need to know what side of Charlotte should I be on. If Charlotte gets put up against the Bucks, for example, Bucks are not a terrible team, but they're not a good team. If you put Charlotte against the Bucks, should I be running the Bucks for plus money at home? You see what I'm saying? Are they live dogs? Is this Hornets team as good as they've looked lately? We're going to find out tonight versus the Wizards, in my personal opinion, and we'll see. But right now, Wizards missing Champagnie, missing Keyshawn George. Both these players are questionable. They're not missing, by the way. They're potentially missing. Missing D'Lo, obviously. Alex Sarr out. Vukcevic is questionable. And then, obviously, the rest of the players that we know of are out. So I'm going to be paying attention to Charlotte. Charlotte's the better team. They should win. Wizards are tanking. If they lose this game, then I'm going to be really sad for the Hornets. That's all I'm going to say. So let's just keep an eye out on this game. Not really much that I want to bet on this one. Maybe Knuppel for points or 2.5 threes or something like that. Miller's going to put up a bunch of shot attempts most likely, so you could run Miller points. Last time I ran Miller points, he shot like 20%, so it's hard for me to want to put money on Brandon Miller. But Brandon Miller and Knuppel are the two I'm looking at. On the Wizards side of things, not a whole lot that I am looking at personally, so it's just Charlotte all the way for me in terms of player props. Next game, we have a banger, guys. We got the Celtics versus the Lakers. Lakers plus money at home versus the Celtics without Jason Tatum. Didn't think I'd see that. I'm going to be honest with you. So, Lakers are plus 111 on X, 1.5 Profit X, 1.5 point spread on this game, and a 228.5 total. It's about a 50-50 split, man. More of the money's on the Hornet, or the Lakers, I mean, but it's still pretty close in terms of where the money's at. So I don't look at the money here and like, oh, well, whatever. It's just so close that just trust your own opinion. Looking at Boston missing Tatum, fully healthy team. Lakers missing nobody, fully healthy team for the Lakers. We look at Luka. How many minutes did Luka play in his last few games? Last game he played 38 minutes versus the Clippers. So Luka apparently fully healthy. Dude couldn't play in the All-Star game, but he can come back versus the Clippers and play a full 38 minutes, where they did beat the Clippers when they came back. So first game back, beat a strong team in the Clippers. So Lakers team looking okay. Lakers should make the playoffs. We should be good to go on that one. Boston's looking like they're making the playoffs too. Team's looking incredibly strong. They just beat Golden State in their first game back. It's not a super strong win, but they did beat them, and that was on the road. So on the road now versus the Lakers, I got to run with the Lakers. So if you guys didn't know, my two teams in the NBA are the Lakers and the Hornets. I'll say that every once in a while. Some people may not know that. They may. So I get a little bit biased sometimes wanting to put money on the Lakers, but I just think this Lakers team has more. It's just a better team in my personal opinion. It's just, and I said my personal opinion like 50 times this video, but in my opinion, I really do think that they're a better team. Boston has arguably played better this season for sure with who they're missing. The Lakers take games off. They've lost games they shouldn't lose. They've can't beat super strong teams like the Spurs and OKC and the Knicks and teams like that seem to have the Lakers number. And Boston's a good team, and they can definitely win this game. This game's coin flip. I'm going to roll with my team tonight. I'm running with the Lakers. So give me the Lakers for plus 111. You're going to see me put a unit on this one for sure tonight. It's going to happen. Like this line a lot, and I'm going to trust my team. Next game, Minnesota versus Sixers. I played Sixers money line last night, and I got bit. I'm not touching the Sixers. They're plus 300. Minnesota minus 300. I don't even want to put money on this game. It's a 238.5 total. Very high scoring, actually. One of the highest scoring games on the slate. Embiid's questionable. If Embiid plays, this game could stay competitive. Honestly, Philly's live dogs. If Embiid sits, man, I just don't see this team on a back-to-back beating Minnesota on the road. I just don't. Minnesota missing Rudy Gobert. He's suspended, obviously. Not a piece that worries me too much for Minnesota. Minnesota, as long as you got Randall, Edwards, and DiVincenzo, I mean, they're starting five lineups just pretty dang strong. Team's very good. I'm expecting them to continue to win, but I will be keeping an eye out on Embiid. If Embiid sits, I think for plus money, Philly, even on the road, even on a back-to-back, are definitely live dogs. They're a strong team. They're not a bad team at all. They got beat by the Pelicans by 15. Crazy. They were up like 8 points at one point. And like I said, I had Sixers money line last night, so that one hurt. But not really looking at a whole lot in terms of player props. I might run Julius Randle. If Embiid plays, I may run Embiid. Those are the two I'm looking at. But all this depends on injury news. If Embiid doesn't play, I'm probably not touching anybody from the Timberwolves. So, just my personal. I almost said it again. Why is that stuck in my head? Just my personal opinion. I've said that 15 times. If that annoys you, it's annoying me too. So, don't get mad at me because I can't help it. Anyways, next game. Blazers taking on the Suns. So, we have Phoenix plus 144. Underdogs at home, a 3.5 spread with a 223.5 total. Right now, 58% of the money is going to be on Trailblazers money line, with 54% on Trailblazers covering a 3.5 point spread. Now, when you look at these two teams, the Suns just beat the Magic in double overtime, and the Trailblazers got blown out by Denver. So their starters should be pretty much rested, should be ready to go. Avdija is questionable. That's a huge piece. That's what I'm waiting for. Phoenix, potentially missing Cole Anthony and Goodwin. They're missing Dylan Brooks and Devin Booker. So this team, two of their better players, is out for sure. Makes it tough to want to trust Phoenix. Phoenix at home is hard to beat. Portland, if they're missing Abdia, I'll probably run the Suns. I'm gonna be honest with you, but right now, most of the money is gonna be on Portland for a good reason. If Abdia plays, I think Portland wins this game, but that's just one of those games. You gotta wait for injury news. We do have a lot of close games tonight to call, so I'm actually excited about this slate for Moneylines. Probably gonna have a little bit too much on the line, but we'll see what happens. Next game is gonna be the Bulls versus the Knicks. Knicks minus 400 on the road versus Chicago. Chicago obviously gonna be the underdog here. 68% of the money's on the Chicago covering a 10.5 point spread, which I don't think that's bad at all. And then you got 64% of the money on Knicks money line. Knicks coming off of a win versus Houston, lost their first game back versus Detroit. I had the Knicks money line, and in both of these. Wait, hold on a second. I could have swore the Knicks lost last night. Am I stupid? Apparently I am. Hold on a second. Sorry for the pause here, but that just caught me off guard because they did. Dude, I'm going to show you guys something. Hold on. Here's my bet tracker, by the way. And not that it matters, but I marked on both as losses. And I don't put how much I win unless the slip wins. Usually it depends on when I go to bed. I went to bed early last night. I didn't even get to watch the Knicks game. I went to bed at like the first quarter or something. I think, yeah, anyway. But yeah, this slip paid out. These are the only two money lines I ran yesterday. So I ran Knicks and I ran Sixers. So I ran, both of them were pretty juiced, but I put a unit on each of them. So I profited $147.50 on that slip. So $147.50 was what we cashed. And I just marked it as a loss. So yesterday, by the way, the bet tracker, we're 500 profit. We lost $100 yesterday on those two slips. Those are the only two I played. But still, and I'm not counting the ladder challenge. I don't count the long shot parlays. They don't go in the list. So anyways, yeah, I meant to show this anyway. I don't know why it was off. But yeah, Knicks won last night. Dang, your boy's struggling. Struggling, man. Literally, I checked the scores too when I woke up and just marked it as a loss. Whatever. Anyway, Knicks beat Houston last night in a very close game. So, going to be a tough game today. I think the Bulls played last night, too. They lost to Detroit. They got beat by 16, so they kept it close. Knicks, by far, the better team, in my personal opinion. I don't think the Bulls are going to win, but I don't think the Bulls aren't live dogs either. So, plus 400, I wouldn't call you dumb for playing them. But I'm on the Knicks now. The Knicks, strong team, man. Like, it's just hard to bet against them. But on the road versus the Bulls on a strong back-to-back game, the Bulls can definitely win this game. And the Bulls are fighting for playoff spots, too. So, can't count the Bulls out. They're definitely a team that can show up. So, maybe Chicago for plus 400 is the move. I might sprinkle a unit on that, to be honest with you, just for fun. Last game on the slate, Magic versus Clippers. Magic are minus 127 favorites at home. Clippers are minus 127 favorites at home. 2.5 point spread, 215.5 total. Super low scoring game. Both these teams are defensive. Look at these two teams. Clippers got beat last night 2 days ago by the Lakers. Magic got beat last night in double overtime versus Phoenix. Now, Magic are missing Suggs potentially. Wagner's out. Clippers are hard to bet on right now because they're missing John Collins tonight. Obviously, Garland's not here yet, and then Kawhi is questionable. If Kawhi sits, I'm not betting on the Clippers. If Kawhi plays, I got Clippers money line. And I was going to lock in the Clippers money line last night, but something told me to wait for Kawhi. So I did. I waited for Kawhi, and we're going to see what happens tonight if he plays or not. So that really just determines that is the entire game determination for me. But anyways, guys, so question for the video today. I want you guys to let me know what your favorite team money line is today. It can be minus 400. It can be minus 112 for the Celtics. Let me know what your favorite team today is in terms of picking their money line based off of odds, based off if you just think they're a strong win. And yeah, just let me know down in the comments. And the winner, whoever, tomorrow when I pick the winner for free VIP, this question has to be answered. You can say whatever else you want to. You can ask whatever question you want to, but just keep that in there and let me know down in the comments. So appreciate you guys. But that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some player props, guys. So let's go ahead and lock in some slips live. I do want to say, if you guys do want to get a free month of VIP, you can sign up for any partnered app down in the description. Those apps include Parlay Play, Sleeper, Chalkboard, Better, Novig, Dabble, and Underdog. Any of those 7 apps will get you a free month. They all stack. You can get up to 7 full months of VIP for free. If you sign up for them using our code and make a minimum deposit, you just let me know on Discord, and I'll get you added for every single app. So the one of them that I push right now is going to be Parlay Play. My bankroll Parlay Play I keep the most in because it's one of my favorite apps. They have a lot of promos. You can see their promos for today if I click this promo tab, and you can scroll, and it's way better on mobile, by the way. But you can see all these promos for today. All the ones with the little yellow light up are going to be a promo for a boosted entry. So if you guys want these, Code Fantasy Aces, they give you $5 for free. So you don't even have to make a deposit, and they're going to give you $5. But if you make a deposit, they double it up to $100. So you can actually get $105 for free if you deposit $100 and free VIP. So just let me know if you do it. We'd love to have you guys a part of the cord. Let's talk about pick number 1, and let's talk about what we're going to be running for the first slip. So for the first slip, I'm going to be running our man Harden. So I'm taking James Harden assists. He's cashed me the last couple of times I've taken him. Ever since he's come to this Cavs team, or let me backtrack a little bit. So Harden is an assist man to begin with. He averages 8 on the season. Last 20 games, hit it 70% of the time. 8.45 assists per game on average. A lot of these he's getting double-digit assists. He's a facilitator, man. He's one of those guys who he can do it all. He can get a double-double in any way you want. He can get a triple-double. Harden can drop 50 points in the game. It really just depends on how he's feeling that day. So Harden's playing for a team that has a lot of mouths to feed. He does not have to be the lead scorer on this team. When he played for the Clippers, in my personal opinion, it was him and Kawhi. Him and Kawhi, you had Zubac. Zubac would have his days where he would score a lot, but it was between Harden and Kawhi to come out there and drop the most points. He does not have to do that for Cleveland. Mobley can score. Thought we saw Jared Allen the other day score a bunch of points. How many points did he have the other day? Didn't he drop like 26? Yeah, he can 40 points that one game versus Portland. Jared Allen can put up some numbers. Now, do I think Jared Allen's a super consistent player? Not by any means in terms of points. But what I'm saying is Harden doesn't have to do it all. Harden can sit back. He can facilitate the way he wants. He can score on the games he wants to score. And this Cavs team can be very, very successful. So I'm looking at James Harden right now for assists at 7.5. I think 8's very low for him. I think he can cash that pretty easily. And the value on this play is pretty dang good. It's a 1.4x a minute ago, and I maybe 1.47. So yeah, you're getting very good value here for James Harden. I'm going to be locking him in. What I'm going to do is not hover that because I swear a parlay play watches my account. You know what? We're going to test it. We're going to test this. Usually when I hover a play, the payout goes down. I don't know. They just do it. So we're going to watch it. We're going to see. So 1.47x. We're going to see if this changes by the time I talk about the next parlay play. And I'm hoping it doesn't, but I just want to run like a little test. Anyways, James Harden is pick number 1. Pairing James Harden with who? I'm running him with Michael Porter Jr. Now, Porter is... He's right now hard to bet on just because of the team he's playing for has kind of been tanking. And you can see Porter, some of these games, like 9 points that one game. He shot 13 field goal attempts. When you look at his last 20, you can look at his attempts. He shoots 20-plus shots a game most of the time. Lately, it's not been that way. He's getting around 15 on average in his last 5 games. What is it, 15.2? So he's not putting up massive numbers. Now, he's playing against Atlanta. This is a fast-paced game. He played 38 minutes his last game, so he should be fully healthy. He should be ready to go. And in one of the faster-paced teams on the slate that he's playing against, I like the matchup here for our man Porter to give us 20 points. He's cashed it 74% of games on the season. Head-to-head, he's cashed it all 3 games he's played versus Atlanta in his last 3. Atlanta has one of the weakest points defense in the league. This is a boosted play on parlay play. So you're getting better value on parlay play for Porter. So Porter Jr., 1.43x. This gives you a 2.1x. So I'm going to run this 250 to win 525 if you want to lock it in with me. If you don't trust Porter Jr., just don't play him, man. You don't have to run MPJ. I like him. He cashed me out so many times. I'm going to give him a chance since he's boosted for that line because that line's not very high. So that's going to be pick number 1. I don't know why this website lags so bad for me on Chrome right now. But anyways, we got it locked in. We're going to lock in our second slip, and then I'll go over here to track picks, and I'll show you both of them and show you they're legit. But that is going to be slip number 1 that I'm running for today. For slip number 2, I'm going to be running our man, Kevin Porter. So we're running both Porters today. Kevin Porter, I'm going to be taking for 15 points. I think his 14.5 point line is a little bit low. His regular line's 17.5. You can play it there if you want. He is averaging 15.6 points in his last 10 games. He's averaging 17.5 and on the season so far. Obviously, they're missing Giannis, which is a big piece for this team. Miles Turner is questionable. If he sits, it's another piece that's gone. He's been putting up around 14 field goal attempts per game. Now, if you look at his minutes, you got to look at the minutes he's playing right now. He's getting 30-plus minutes per game. So I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to put his minutes at 28. We're going to put his minutes at 28. We're going to run it a little bit lower. At 28 minutes per game, he's averaging 19 points. He's averaging 14.7 field goal attempts. Any player putting up 15 shot attempts should be able to give us 15 points, especially when a third of them's threes, 4.5 three-pointers per game, 4.6 free throws. He gets fouled quite often. So, dude's getting plenty of opportunities to give us 15 points. 15 points is not a lot. It's not like we're betting on him to get 32. So, let's take Porter Jr. here, or Kevin Porter. I'm just going to call him Kevin Porter. And it's a 1.29x. Now, the team the player I'm running him with is going to be for our man Karl Anthony Towns. I'm taking Towns' boost at 1.44x for 10.5 boards versus the Bulls. And I'm going to go ahead and put a unit on this. It's 250 to win 465, so $215 profit. I'm going to hit place. My dog is crying if you can hear him. Scout chill. Anyways, 10.5 boards. We're going to go to track picks here if it'll load. Good gosh, dude, this website's tilting me. I'm going to hit refresh so you know the slips are legit. And here we go. So these are the two plays we have. We have Harden with Porter, Kevin Porter Jr. with Towns. And this is going to be, make sure you can swap the Porters if you want. It's totally up to you. You can't because they're boosts. So anyways, you have to run them this way unless you swap Towns and, or Porter and Harden. Those are the only two that you can swap. But anyways, I like these slips a lot. I really do think they cash. Porter Jr. for 14.5 points. There's not really much that needs to be said about that one. We'll go to Towns. Towns can be a little bit risky as well. Towns has those games he sits or just takes breaks on. 11 boards just isn't that many for Towns, man. Towns' ceiling is so high that I'm not scared to play this line. He's cashed 8 of his last 10. Some games he's getting 20 boards. If you look at his ceiling, man, his ceiling this season, 22 rebounds. He can get a ton of boards. Head-to-head, he's cashed 3 of his last 5 versus Chicago. He had 15 boards his last game. That was back in November. The start of the season, he had 10 boards in the first game. But, yeah, this team should keep it close. I think Chicago keeps the game close enough that the Knicks are able to play their starters for full allotment of minutes, or at least the majority of their minutes. And Towns for 11 boards, I don't think is that bad. This should be a pretty fast-paced game versus Chicago. Chicago has a pretty bad rebounding team. They're missing Vucevic now. This team's most likely still trying to figure out their roles and things, and I just think Towns feasts the boards tonight. So taking a chance on them at 10.5 rebounds if you want to play it. You guys already see us locked in. So that's what I have for today. Block them in if you like them. Fade them if you don't. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys cash every single one of your slips. Make sure you go follow on Instagram to get the ladder challenge for today, or join the Discord. It'll be posted there as well. And I'll see y'all in the next video.